Yana, on behalf of the Coleman family, we would like to thank you for this opportunity to speak before your courts and to speak about our wonderful son, Bradley Coleman. To the jury, thank you so much. Besides learning of the murder of our son and having to address the courts and to stand before these guys that murdered our son, this has absolutely been the hardest thing that we've ever had to do in life. Your Honor, may I reintroduce to you who our dear son, Bradley Coleman, who he was. And how this senseless act of gun violence has affected my husband and I, his young daughter, our family, friends, and the community, and the world as a whole. Bradley was a wonderful man of God. He was a man of integrity. He was a man with a vision. He was born and raised right here in Gwinnett County. Bradley graduated from Norcross High School, where he played football and basketball. He earned a 4-year full scholarship to Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He graduated from Southern with 2 degrees, one in education and the other one in interdisciplinary studies. As proud parents, Your Honor, Bradley was absolutely everything to us. He was a son that you would want. He was an awesome father, son, activist, coach, community leader, counselor, entrepreneur, humanitarian, a motivator, and an educator. Brad even taught children that transitioned out of the jail system back into society. He was impactful on and off the football field. He was just an ordinary guy that did extraordinary things, and he was loved and respected by so many. Bradley cherished his mother, his father, his daughter, his friends, his family, his students, and his student athletes. Bradley was such an amazing man. He often watched his father and observed how he would protect, he would love, he would provide, and care for our family. Brad vowed to be the same type of man and father that his daddy was to him. However, because of these 3 individuals' cold-blooded nature and their careless act of violence with no regards to human life, our granddaughter Amira now has to grow up without her father. She cries constantly to me, Your Honor, telling me how much she loved and misses her daddy. She said, Grandma, I was only 5 years old when they took my daddy from me. It's not fair that he's not here with me. She also misses spending time with her daddy. He picked her up from school every single day. He was present in her life. She cherished Daddy and Daughter Day. Every Friday, he would pick her up, take her out for ice cream, take her to Target. She loved Target, and do a little shopping and give her special gifts. But now, due to their act of murder, she and Bradley would no longer be able to create memories with each other or share those special days anymore with each other, like Daddy and Daughter Dance, her high school and college graduations. Her dad won't be able to walk her down the aisle when she gets married. He won't be able to experience being a grandfather. We will forever miss him, and we love him for all the things that he did in this life and for the things that he would never, ever get a chance to do because his life was snatched away from these 3 individuals. Bradley invested so much, Your Honor, into the community. He often encouraged his students to never give up on their dreams. He was such a loving teacher. He would drive the streets of New Orleans and go by known drug locations looking for his students who had been absent from school for days at a time. And he would encourage them to come back to school. That's just who he was. He did everything in his power to motivate them and to do well and to continue their education. If his students did well, it was known for him to take them out, buy them the latest gym shoes that was out on the market. He did that too. And I remember him sharing with me one of his female students had gotten pregnant with little to no help from the father or her family. Brad made sure this child ate every single day. He bought her clothes and shoes, and he rallied around her and was that support system to her. He even got the co-workers, the other teachers in the school, and they threw her a baby shower to make sure when that unborn child was born, she had everything she needed for her baby. That's who my baby was. He was truly a gift to the world who inspired so many. And one of the most amazing things about him, Your Honor, I know they talked about how tall he was. He was 6 feet, 9 inches tall. But guess what? He was a gentle giant with a heart of gold. He gave so much, Your Honor, to so many people. And he never required anything back, never. And I remember when he passed away, he said, before he passed away, he said to me, Your Honor, he said, Mama, you don't know who I am. You won't know till I'm gone. He said, you'll understand who I am. And my husband and I, we didn't understand. We knew Bradley was a good person. We knew he was a loving person, but we didn't understand until he was gone. So many people came to us and told us how much good he sowed into them. It blew my mind. And now I understand that my husband and I not only gave birth to a child, we gave birth to a legacy, because that's who he is. Bradley was known for feeding and clothing the homeless. Several times he literally took the shirt off his back and would bless a homeless person with. His heart was always, Your Honor, to serve and to give back to the community and to bless people that was less fortunate. He led and marched in the Black Lives Matter protest in Atlanta, Georgia. His vision led him to coordinate the Togetherness Project, which he led in the city of Norcross. The purpose of his project was to bridge the gap in the communities and shine light on systematic inequality and worldwide problems that we face in the world today. Bradley's entrepreneurial spirit led him to create his own clothing line, Posture Collection. He most definitely left his imprint on this world. Even though Bradley accomplished so much in such even though Bradley accomplished so much in such a short period of time on this earth, he still, Your Honor, has so much good to give. And for that, my husband and I are just so proud of him. We're so honored to be his parents. You know, all you want as a parent is for your children to do well. And Bradley, like I said, he was everything to her. He was a good soul. And he didn't deserve this. Your Honor? Oh, God.
It's okay. It's okay.
Jesus. Your Honor, we love him and we miss him so much. Your Honor, a parent should never, ever have to bury their child. They're supposed to bury us. Especially over the theft of a car and gang status activity, for which this cold-hearted, cowardly act of violence has left my family devastated. Our son, Bradley Lamar Coleman, was shot in the head at point-blank range with the 9mm handgun, execution style, by these 3 individuals. The bullet entered his skull, traveled through his brains, and exit through his neck. He was shot and killed, left dying, choking on his blood, bleeding out on a hot pavement at a local QuikTrip. Your Honor, he didn't deserve that. His death certificate says that he died within seconds. Your Honor, they didn't show him no mercy. And because they wanted to take his car into gang status and gang activity, this is simply unconscionable. Our son, again, did not deserve it. My husband and I did not deserve it. His daughter did not deserve it. His friends and family did not deserve it. His student athletes, they did not deserve this. Our hearts have been deeply wounded. We do not want another parent, child, sister, relative, friend to suffer at the hands of these three individuals: Josiah Hughley, David Booker, Miles Collins ever again. It's important that they don't ever have the freedom to commit another heinous crime like this again, and to bring so much pain and sorrow to another family ever in life. I have no doubt, Your Honor, in my spirit, if given the opportunity, they will do it again. Next time it may be your child, your grandchild, your husband, even you, Your Honor. Our prayer is that God would allow each of them to live a long, miserable life, and that they will rot in their prison cells for the rest of their miserable life for the murder of our son. They took a father away from a daughter, a 5-year-old daughter. They took a son, Your Honor, from their parents. They took a teacher and a coach from his students and student athletes. And they took a natural born leader from this world. And now today, Your Honor, is the day of reckoning. That which they have sown, now shall they reap. Your Honor, due to this tragic and horrific manner in which our son Bradley Coleman was murdered, we respectfully ask that you show them no mercy as they showed my baby none. We also respectfully ask that each individual receive the maximum sentences for each guilty charge without parole. It is our sincere hope and deepest prayer, Your Honor, that you please take our request into consideration when making your decision on the sentencing. Your Honor, thank you and God bless you.
Let me just express to the Coleman family, Mr. and Mrs.
You young people, y'all do not understand what y'all put people through. Them people lost a son, a father, a nephew, a cousin, a brother, a mentor, a leader. So much was lost over what? And these are the things that never get thought about before you go out there and do something stupid like take someone's life. I myself have never taken someone's life, but because I was in them streets, the right, wrong situation could have taken place. So getting 16 years was a blessing because I was on that same crash course as them young fellas. It's just crazy. I mean, you know, I don't know what else to say. Like, it's nothing that I could say or anyone can say. Not even a sentence is gonna bring comfort to that family. Where in mere seconds, I say it all the time. I've said it on so many of my videos. It takes you seconds to get in the trouble, and you may never get out. If you're lucky to get out, you'll go in with a little sentence and come out. This ain't it. Cameras are everywhere. You're not going to get away. Your car is going to tell on you. Your cell phone. See, y'all can't go anywhere without them cell phones. Y'all can't go nowhere. If you looking at this video, try leaving your house without that cell phone for 24 hours. See if you can do it. You'll go crazy. You can't do it. And 9 times out of 10, they've been telling y'all this for years. Them phones is catching y'all. Them phones is what's nailing y'all to the cross. Phones, Apple Watches, MacBooks, Samsungs, all that. That's how they catching y'all. There's cameras everywhere. You're not going to get away. Sure, you'll get away. Some people do get away for a little while, but you so stupid, you're going to find a way to play yourself off the street. And y'all need to understand that this ain't the way. And I don't 100% blame these young people. I blame the parents. This is a problem in our society. It's not a black thing, a white thing. This is a societal thing. This is in every race. You got these type of individuals doing crazy stuff like this, engaging in gang activities and doing all kind of stupid stuff like this. This is a societal problem. There's a reason for this. This discussion needs to be had.
The Coleman family. Mr. and Mrs. Coleman, you're right. You should never have to bury a child. You should never have to bury a child. And it is my hope, because nothing we've done here over the last 3 weeks in this room can bring Bradley back. But it is my hope that you will begin healing after this is done, and that you will find some modicum of peace and be able to put him to rest and emulate him and honor him.
Your Honor, this being my first trial in front of this court, do you wish to hear from the state at the ending of the defendant's presentations or not?
It doesn't matter. You can go ahead, Mr. Melvin.
Thank you. Your Honor, in conclusion, the victim's family is asking for the maximum sentence, which is entirely appropriate for each of the defendants. Each of the defendants, Mr. Booker and Mr. Collins has a prior felony conviction. Mr. Hughley had first offender. They continued in that gang lifestyle until July 10th, 2022, when the 3 defendants went on a hunt again, prepared to kill. It's a mindset, it's a lifestyle, it's a pattern that has no place in Gwinnett County and deserves as much punishment as you can mete out. Your Honor, I said in closing argument, let justice roll like a mighty river. And the reason for that is because justice has a very rehabilitative effect. You stand in the unique position of being a part of the healing of the Coleman family, and we would ask for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Melvin. Mr. Lewis.
Good evening, Judge. Booker has elected Judge respectfully not to testify.
We gonna stop it right there, because honestly, I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to. I don't care to hear from the defense. You can go somewhere else and watch that video, the rest of the video. I don't care to hear what they got to say. So I'm a fast forward that, because we don't care what they got to say. I ain't talking about nothing. We're gonna get right straight to the sentencing.
Violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I'm sentencing you to 20 years consecutive to count 1. On count 3, I'm sentencing you, which is violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act.
Let me back it up a little bit.
All right.
Let me back it up a little bit. Let me back it up a little bit. Let me back it up a little bit. When I tell you, when that judge sends me, because I got found guilty. I got found guilty on 2 out of the 3 charges. That judge sends me to 16 years. My girlfriend at the time broke out crying. She crying, I'm crying. We was the only 2 black people in the courtroom, and we was crying so bad. Like, I'm like, damn. And it was 16 years at the time. This happened in 1998. And we was crying like crazy because that stung real. It stung real bad. The maximum possible sentence that I could receive was 20. And because I didn't have any prior convictions, the minimum was 10. The max was 20. I didn't really have any prior convictions, so the judge didn't give me the max. She gave me 16. And I got to say, because of what I did, I deserved every day of that 16 years. I deserved it. I put myself in that position. Ain't no police, no judge, no prosecutor. Nobody put me in that position. I put myself in that position to catch those 16 years. I caught them and I did them like a G. And I got out and I turned away from what I was doing. I've been free now 11 plus years. So you can turn your life around. However, when you take somebody's life, it's pretty much over. It's pretty much over. Death, the death penalty, and life without parole pretty much means you'll never see the street again. Now, I've known, I did time with numerous people that have had life and eventually changed their life and made parole, but it was a long ass time before they did. I think the shortest amount of time that I've ever heard about somebody doing a life sentence was probably 22 years before they came up for parole. And that was probably a drug life sentence. They got life because of drugs. It wasn't life because they took somebody's life. I need you young kids to hear me. I need you parents to hear me. I need you to share this video. It's that simple. Y'all will take some stupid shit and make it super viral. Y'all take some P. Diddy stuff and that thing I have a gazillion views. You'll take some A$AP Rocky and Rihanna stuff and it'll have a gazillion views. But something like this to help people, it might get 9 views. I need you to put somebody that you know need to hear this message in front this video and make them watch it. That's the bottom line. Now we're going to get to the rest of the video and I'm going to close it out because this has been a long one. It just kind of touched me when I was watching about it. I wasn't even planning to do a video today, but this one just kind of, it made me think of so much, you know, even within myself, behind the dumb stuff that I used to do and put put people through, put my sisters through, my my mother, my immediate relatives. I put them folks through a lot when I was young. I was stupid, and like I said, I never took anybody's life. But if the wrong situation came up, I could have, because I was just that stupid. I didn't think the way that I think now. So I just want to help. Like I say again, if 1,000 people see this video and I turn one around, that was the one that was gonna climb through your window. And I know you like to think you Billy Badass. You think you'll kill him. You think you might put him down. But what if that one was the one that was gonna put you down? Share the video. Let's get back to it and close it out. Woo!
Mr. Booker. On count 1, felony murder, I am sentencing you to life without the possibility of parole. On count 2, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, I'm sentencing you to 20 years consecutive to count 1. On count 3, I'm sentencing you, which is violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act, to 20 years consecutive to count 2. Then we move down to count 10, hijacking a motor vehicle. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 3. Count 11, violation of Street Gang and Terrorism Prevention Act. I sentence in count 11. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 10. Count 12, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 11. Possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. I sentence you to 5 years consecutive to count 12. Count 14, violation of Street Gang and Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 13. And count 15, I sentence you, which is violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act, 20 years consecutive to count 14. If the deputies would take Mr. Booker.
You got it. It was a color one, so
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that so we can. Mr. David Booker, you've now been convicted of 15 felonies. You've been sentenced on 9 felonies because the other either vacate. There are 6 of them that either vacate by law or merge. I need to inform you that you have a right to seek post-judgment relief from your felony convictions by either filing a direct appeal to a higher appellate court or to file a motion for a new trial. You have 30 days from the date I sign your sentence, which will be today or tomorrow, to file the motion for new trial on any or all of the 9 felony charges. Mr. Lewis, are you going to file a motion for new trial or notice of appeal?
yes, I'll handle that tomorrow.
Okay. You also have 4 years from the date of your sentence is final to file a habeas corpus petition. I'm going to appoint you an appellate lawyer to handle your case. Your appellate lawyer will explain these processes, but I wanted you to know the legal timeframes for which you're required to follow. Mr. Lewis is going to file the 2 motions that are required in 30 days to preserve your rights, and then I will appoint you appellate counsel who will be in touch with you. Anything, Mr. Lewis?
That's it, Judge.
Thank you.
Stepping back.
All right, if you could take Mr. Booker into custody. Mr. Collins. Count 1. Excuse me. Count 1, which is felony murder. Predicate act is aggravated assault. I sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. Count 2, which is violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 1. Count 3, violation of Street Gang and Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 2. Count 10, hijacking motor vehicle. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 3. Count 11, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 10. Count 12, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 11. Possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. I sentence you to 5 years consecutive to count 12. Count 14, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 13. Count 15, which is a violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 14. Mr. Collins, you have now been convicted of 15 felonies, but sentenced to 9 because 6 of them by operation of law either merge into the others or are vacated. I need to inform you, you have the right to seek post-judgment relief from your felony convictions by either filing a direct appeal to a higher appellate court or to file a motion for new trial. You have 30 days from the date I sign your sentence, which should be today or tomorrow, to file a motion for new trial to any or all of the felony charges. Mr. Clegg, are you going to file a motion for new trial and a notice of appeal?
I will file a motion for new trial within the next day or so, Your Honor. It will be up here on both motion, as you well know. I would ask you to then appoint appellate counsel.
Certainly.
Mr. Collins' behalf, so that he may preserve all of his possible remedies for appeal.
Certainly.
Pay attention. This is the reason
Mr. Collins,
why
you
I'm
also
making
have
this
4 years
video.
from the date your sentence is final to file a habeas corpus petition. And as Mr. Clegg requested, I will be appointing you an appellate lawyer. Your appellate attorney will explain these processes, but I wanted you to be aware of the timeframes. Anything else, Mr. Clegg?
I'm telling you now, this is the reason why. The reaction of this gentleman when I was watching it, I had zero intentions on making this video. But when I saw the reaction to this dude, I'm like, wow. Y'all participated in taking this man, like, it ain't no remorse there. Like, it's none. 2 years that passed by, ain't no remorse there. I'm pretty sure they didn't had their mama send them money for store, collect phone calls, all kind of, man. Damn, boy. You young guys don't have any regard for human life. So cold. I don't understand how a young adult can be this cold. This cold. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Even from my days in the 90s of a life of crime, I still wasn't that cold. I don't get it. I couldn't have never been that cold. I just don't get it. Could have did anything. I was capable of doing anything, but being that cold, couldn't do it. Ooh, let's get back to the video. Man.
Okay, Mr. Collins can go with the deputies. Whoa. Family, the family of Mr. Coleman, the family of Mr. Coleman, the family of Mr. Coleman, look at me, the family of Mr. Coleman, honor Bradley Coleman here. Honor Bradley Coleman. He is never coming back. Nothing that happens in this courtroom is going to bring Bradley Coleman back. Okay. Josiah Hughley. I can't see him. Mr. Hughley, count 1, felony murder. I sentence you to life without the possibility of parole. Count 2, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 1. Count 3, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 2. Count 10, hijacking a motor vehicle. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 3. Count 11, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 10. Count 12, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 11. Count 13, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. I sentence you to 5 years consecutive to count 12. Count 14, violation of Street Gang Terrorism Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 13. Count 15, violation of Street Gang Terrorism and Prevention Act. I sentence you to 20 years consecutive to count 14. Mr. Hughley, you have now been convicted of 15 felonies, 6 of which either merge or vacate as an operation of law. So you'll be sentenced on 9 felonies. I need to inform you that you have the right to seek post-judgment relief from your felony convictions by either filing a direct appeal to a higher appellate court or to file a motion for new trial. You have 30 days from the...
And just like that, 3 young men then threw their life away. Gone. Judge, you come in that courtroom with that BS, the judge gonna throw you away. That's what y'all not understanding. It's cool in the moment, and most of y'all cats ain't never did no time, so you don't know. Just because it ain't never happened, you don't know what it feels like. You don't know them long nights of when people forget about you after you in there. 5-10 years pass by, people start falling off, people stop writing, people stop accepting collect calls, people stop sending you money, the visitation slow down, everything comes to a screeching halt, and then you just in there by yourself. But guess what? You can't get mad at all of those things slowing down and coming to a halt when you put yourself in this situation. I did 16 years to the door, and I don't blame nobody but me for that. I did that. I served my time, paid my debt to society, got out, and lived a changed life. Been out 11 plus years. I ain't even spit on the sidewalk. The change, you can make the change. However, some of these mistakes that y'all create, it lasts forever. And you just stuck with it forever. And I'm telling you right now, these judges and jurors, mama, daddy, they got a judge in there waiting to throw your baby away forever. Throw the key completely away. I don't know what it is but the change and the conversation need to happen. And I'm doing my part by sharing my experience and bringing the highlight to these situations, because a lot of y'all wasn't gonna see this. I'm trying to reach as many as possible. If I save one, again, that is the one. And I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are or what you think you got, what kind of jujitsu, artillery, or whatever you got. There is that one out there that can come up on you and possibly change the life of your family forever. I hope that that's the one that I save with this message. I need you to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all tapping in. This is a seriously sad situation. A lot of lives got lost in this. The victims, a lot of people got hurt. The mama hurt. The daughter was 5 years old when her daddy was taken, man. Y'all better wake up and stop doing this dumb shit, man. Stop doing this dumb shit, because I promise you, ain't no firearms in prison. I bet you that. It's no firearms in prison. And a lot of y'all can't fight.